at noon. I thought it was really important to give you education in a live format. I do have these type of videos on my YouTube channel also. So in case you step in late on some of these, you can always watch them or rewatch them on my website, nikolbeauty.com, or on the app if you have the app. So how is everyone doing today? Where is everyone coming in from? New Jersey? Mary, welcome. Let's see who else is coming in here. This is really fun. I think it's like the right people are always on my lives. Tennessee, Minnesota, Delaware, San Diego. Wow. Good morning, San Diego. It's 9 o'clock for you in the morning. Michigan, Virginia, Texas. Let's see where else. Wow, you ladies are all on here. I thought maybe Saturdays would be a nice day also for a little break because we're usually live Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. So it's a lot brighter in here, as you can see. It was funny because I thought to myself, oh my gosh, this is usually dark and it's a totally different mood. Upstate New York, Anne Marie, welcome. Cheryl, welcome. Kathy from Idaho. Wow, Karen from Tulsa. You guys, ladies, are from everywhere. This is wonderful. So this is going to be, it's only an hour class. So it's basically like a beauty hour. We don't have too much time. So I have to be very diligent with not getting off on little tangents like sometimes I do. I wanted to do something that I think is really important for us mature women is the under eye, the pigmentation, all of the things that happen. And there's a lot of different reasons why you can have dark circles underneath your eyes, or if it's maybe purples or blues or hollowness, all of the things. So basically the lineup is, that's all I'm doing. I did put a little rosé all day on my lips, so I wasn't gonna scare you this morning with being, completely like looking like it's a Saturday morning. And I did a little dream lip mask over. I just needed a little color. So that's the only thing I have on. I did prep my skin prior with the Sonsi Super Serum. And then I'm going to show you my eyes as I talk through a couple things and do some housekeeping. So this is what I do in the morning. I do these bags are designer. They come in this little tin. Again, just to mention this, that we did start our Black Friday sale early. It was on the 12th. It's going to run through December 2nd. So it's 30 to 50% off. Let me put these on. So just going to be using my Clarins Double Eye Serum. This is my second bottle. I have found that this has really made a difference with the pigmentation that that I really struggle with. So I put it on thick, just like this. I don't rub it all in. And then I'll put these bags are designer on. These are 100% silicone, and they're going to, I was just thinking, do I need water? They're going to push this serum into my skin. So it's going to prep them. So, excuse me. I wanted to make sure that you saw this little process. You can just use your favorite cream, or you can do it like this if you don't want to do a serum. And I find the cream sometimes will keep them not moving around, but they don't slide all over your face. Then you just wash them with warm water, let them dry completely, and then you put them back in your little tin. So getting on with just a little bit, if you missed out on what's going on, we have the Black Friday sale, which is our largest sale of the year. And then I did a little makeup bag for you. Every year I do a different one. It's a limited edition. So we will sell out of these. This is our embossed rose, and then Nikol Beauty on your little zipper. And then you have a really great bag that you can put your essentials in. It's always nice. I love makeup bags. That's why I create them for you, because I like to organize or have, like, oh, this is great. My essentials are in here and I throw it into my purse, or whatever you want to utilize the bag for. It's really nice. So I did that silver one for you this year. It comes with your order of over $125 US or more. And then you get to really kind of, if you've maybe been getting the makeup bags throughout the years, and then you have a nice little different collection of each one because they're not the same. So that is how I prep right now on my eyes. So we'll just keep this on for a second. Obviously you would leave it on for 5 to 10 minutes. We don't have that type of time. So I just wanted to show you what I do. This just helps hydrate, moisturize, and set my eyes up perfectly for my color corrector, my concealer. So it's not dry. I just really love that I'll have coffee, I'll do whatever, and then I'll take them off. And it just really feels super hydrated underneath my eyes. So the lineup of the products today are going to be my eye primer. This is 30% off too. You know, this is like such a staple. This is so fabulous. This is like the base of your entire Nikol Beauty collection. Then I have our color correctors. I'm going to be using Just Peachy and No Redness. I have our creamy concealers that we have in 3 different colors, fair, light, and medium. I am going to be demonstrating the eye brightener. I have the Nikita Banana, which is our brightening powder. It's a pressed powder, gluten, talc-free. Then I have our brown mascara that I wanted to use today. I will be adding a little Fiercely Smooth, our face primer, not underneath my eyes, but just right where I do put my Just Peachy. And then I thought we could just, at the end, define the brows. I have 4 of my skinny brow pencils, and we're going to have that noise stop with the Frenchie. Shh. Okay. Back to, it was like, oh my gosh, I'm hearing something in the background. And then the brow mascaras. I have one more. I think that I'm missing my, no, I have Cocoa, Blonde, Clear. My milk chocolate is the one I use, which is funny, but that's all right. So that's pretty much the lineup. I do want to mention that our brush cleaner that we have for our Essential Makeup Brush Kit, I did clean the 2 brushes I'm going to be using today, which is fabulous. I love seeing them white. This is a travel size brush soap. So you'll see that this is a solid, so it's wonderful to travel with. And then you have the textured inside. You have the silicone that really helps get all of the makeup out of your brushes. So we have the Lux brush soap in the larger vanity size, and then this is the travel size. I think we're going to sell out of the larger one, so it's really a good idea, if that's something that you don't have, to be able to have something super easy to clean your brushes with. It moisturizes your brushes. You don't have to worry about anything, and it makes it so easy. Because I know it's not, even for me, it's not, I don't look at my brushes thinking, can't wait to wash them. It's a little bit of a task when you have a ton of brushes, but having something that makes it very easy is wonderful. So first, let's take off these bags for designer. So what I would do is I would just now wash them under warm water. You can use a little gentle soap if you want to. I lay them out on a towel, and then when they're dry, I'll put them back into their little tin, which is wonderful. Now, in addition, let's just do my eye roller that I have here anyway. So I have a little bit left because I didn't leave it on as long as I would. This is so nice because it's so cool under the eyes. So in the morning, it's a nice little treatment. It's kind of like, okay, let me get the circulation going. I have a little cryotherapy, if you will. You can leave this in the refrigerator if you want to. You can even put it in the freezer, depending on, but it's nice and cool, like I haven't. So this is nice just to kind of work this in a little bit more. And then I'll just pat in the rest. Now I used a very thin serum, so I'm not adding a lot of weight. That's something to really consider. If you're putting on a heavy eye cream and it doesn't absorb and you have to sit there and you're like, oh, it's slipping and sliding, it's not going to be good, because when you start adding on cream product, you're going to get a lot of slip. It's not going to set up. So that's something that you need to know. You need to feel like, okay, it really did absorb. This is wonderful. I feel that it's in the skin. It's not sitting there where I'm like still trying to rub it in. So that is something that I teach you a lot on my YouTube channel in my other classes, because that is going to really be a breaking point. If you have a very heavy cream, you know, that's why these bags for designer are great. Pushes in, you get that hydration, so you don't feel like you have to have something so heavy. So now I'm really nicely set up. So I really started getting this pigmentation, I feel, in 2020. I can document everything because I'm on my channel for the last 15 years. I'll be celebrating 16 years in January. So I know like what was going on. So I feel like that I had this post-inflammation from filler and whatever was going on, and then cutting things out and stitches. So that's where I feel like I really got mine from. And since May, this is my 2nd bottle, I've seen a really nice difference with this lightening up. You probably can see it too, because you see me every week. I come on my channel without makeup, just like now. So this is really, really been improved. So I've been very happy with it. So I don't have to do, that's why I really encourage you to work on your skin, because then you don't have to use as much makeup, as much coverage, etc. So what we're going to do first is, let's start underneath the eye. So what I want to do is we're going to always first correct before we conceal. So if you're finding that you're getting that ashy look, like you're using your concealer over your dark circles and you're like, well, why am I getting, it's not brightened, it's not lifted. That's because you're not correcting the color first. You're just trying to conceal it, and it's not concealing the way that it really should, because your concealer can't do all of the things. So one of the reasons why, or there's multiple reasons why we have dark circles underneath our eyes as we're aging. And it doesn't mean just because you're a mature woman, you have dark circles underneath your eyes. So it comes from lots of different things: lifestyle, lack of sleep, dehydration, sun exposure, smoking. Maybe you need to lift your head at night and it's not flat, so it helps with the circulation. Tugging on your eyes, rubbing your eyes. There's a lot of different reasons. The one thing as an esthetician I can tell you is that when you go to, I feel like saying when you go to a counter, it's kind of vintage, right? Does anyone go to a counter anymore? But if a company's claiming that their eye cream is going to get rid of pigmentation and all of these things, it's not true. It can help improve, but you're not going to have a miracle product that's just going to get rid of dark circles. There's a lot of things that go into why we have them. If it's genetics, you know, it's genetics. I just want you to be realistic about when it comes to products. You want to improve. I don't think it's really realistic to think one cream is going to just eradicate dark circles. You can go into other things if you find that your skincare is not working for you, like lasers or chemical peels, things like that. But we're just really talking about makeup and what you can control and how you can feel more confident and feel like you have a really great technique going on. So what I'm going to do is we're going to start with our color corrector. We've prepped the skin, and I will do, because I will not forget this time, a little bit of my Fiercely Smooth base primer. I'm not bringing it up underneath. I'm going to just do a little, not even a full, a little bit less than a half. And I'm going to just go, this is where all of my color corrector is going to go. So you can see I'm on my orbital bone here. I'm just going to go like this, bring it down, because this is where I have this ridge because of my heavy glasses that I really can't wear that much, because it's really giving, it's like it's indenting on my nose. So I'm just going right underneath here. I want this really nice smooth application. We got that with our Fiercely Smooth. Now I'm going to take my Just Peachy. This is a peach color that is going to color correct that grays, the blues, purples that are light. This is a twist up. So you can see I use it on an angle. That's why mine is a little bit more on an angle, because I go right into this darkness area here. So I come here, and this has shea butter in it. It's going to be really nicely smooth on the skin. If you do not prep your skin, yes, you will see skipping. I've done that before where I'm in a rush and I'm thinking, no biggie, like I'm just going to put it on and be fine. And it's not, because it definitely doesn't give you that really nice smooth application. So that's why it's really important to hydrate the skin, treat the skin, figure out the products that are best for you, and really get that hydration into your skin. So you can see, I'm just looking at what is really the darkness here. What's really dark? I want to just, this is what works for my face and what's going on. Maybe you don't have as much, maybe you're a little bit closer. I don't like to go too close to the lash line, because I will move this product up. I don't want the concentration of the product all underneath here. It's too much for my eye. There's nowhere for it to go. So I'm going to go in here. So you can see it's like gray. It's like dull. It's like this clay color. I don't want that. So I'm going to go right close here, and then I come down, and then I will come back up. So that is how I can do that. I've showed you too before, if you have the pigmentation on the sides. Since we're not going to be doing BB cream, I'll just do this. I will go like this to color correct my pigmentation. Same thing on this side. You can see I'm just kind of scribbling, if you will, because it doesn't have to be perfect, but I do want that even tone. I can get away with this for a Saturday also. So say I'm going to go to the farmer's market after this. I will have my eyes done. My skin will be even toned, but I don't have to have a lot of stuff. Lip liner that posed as a lipstick, and then a little bit of my moisturizing Dream Lip Mask. Great. Perfect Saturday look. So here we go. I got all of the darkness that I wanted to really address. Now, what I'll do is, we have redness because I do have broken capillaries on the side of my nose. I will take my no redness because this is a green color corrector that will cancel out the red. So I have that around here. And I like to, especially in the morning, I like to target right here. So it turns into almost like a mosaic, if you will. So you're targeting like right underneath here, the redness. If I had a little bit of redness here, I can do it. If you have rosacea, this is really nice to target. You've seen that on my Fierce Aging series on YouTube of me doing women that are 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s on my channel. Everybody has different issues, different things going on. And I show you how I do the color correctors on their skin. So now I am really set up for concealing. Actually, I am correcting the darkness underneath the eye area. Then I'm targeting that redness, the broken capillaries that come out of my sides of my nose there, a little bit on my chin. So I'm going to take my concealer brush. This is a brush that does not come into your kit. You have a different concealer brush that is like this. It's a dual brush. It has a lip on one side, and you can use this as your concealer with the cap that comes into your essential makeup brush kit. But I designed this brush later, and you can buy it individually if you would like to. It doesn't come in your kit. So what I'm going to do is this is the technique, because I'm not taking it and moving it all around. I want it to stay right where it should be, where the darkness is. So I start at the base here and I work it up underneath my eye area, come up into the inner corner. This brush is really nicely designed how I wanted you to enjoy this being dense enough, pushing the product in, getting into that inner corner, not too big, not too small, and you get to really get that brightness right there. We're going to talk about in a minute our eye brightener and what that can do for you. So this is very, very simple. So first you can see lifting the color first. So when I put the concealer on, I can use less and I don't have to feel like, I remember thinking back in the day, became a makeup artist in 1996. I remember thinking when I was doing makeup, this is so strange. Like, you see the concealer and you're like, this is wonderful. And then you put it on the skin and then it's like it's like a muddy color. Couldn't stand it. I was like, when I was doing makeup on all different types of skin, I thought, this is not what I wanted. So the color corrector is what really comes into play. That is going to be a game changer for you. While I do this, does anybody here joining the class today have the Just Peachy? And if you do, how are you liking the Just Peachy? Let's see if anybody has, I don't know. Cheryl loves, Angie, yes, Mary, Susan. Oh, good. A lot of you here are using it. Janet, yes, works for me. I love it. Patty, yes, I have it. Kathy, wow, great. So this is it makes me so happy because you ladies are now taking your makeup to the next level because of just one simple step. Sharon, yes, it's great. Sandra, I use this. I think that it's just wonderful because now you're not doing the same thing and getting the same result. You've added in one little step of lifting the color first, then being able to, and a lot of you said that you just have to use the Just Peachy. Like you don't have to go into doing a concealer depending on, like you can see now, do I need to? Not really, but I will for demonstration purposes. So you can literally take out a step if you want to. If it's nighttime and you feel like, I need a little bit more coverage, or maybe, you have allergies that day and it seems to be a little bit more, then you can use your concealer. So I have just pressed this into, working it under, so it's very minimal underneath here, not a lot of product, so it's not going to crease when you put, that little amount underneath here. So you're pressing into the skin, melting into the skin. We have a little bit of I can use the same concealer brush, or I could use another one that's clean. I think we're okay. This on the side, let's just use our foundation buffing brush. It makes it a little bit easier, as you can see, just buffing it in. So you can see, I'm not trying to completely cover my skin. If you see a little bit of pigmentation, it's diffused. So this is great. It doesn't look, I mean, you can't, it's so weightless. It's so just really a nice way to kind of avoid on the weekends doing a BB cream or serum foundation or anything like that. So there we go with it lightening up the sides. Just really nice, powerful little product. Now just take my, since I need to get into, you know what I could do? I could take my little concealer brush if I needed more of a precision around my nose area. I'll work this in. I'm gonna take it over this red glasses indentation. I literally just got new glasses because I thought this is not sustainable. I feel like I'm gonna have a permanent dent in my nose. So bring it out underneath. This is a great brush because I can get right in here. I'm missing nothing. And then I can just press it in with my finger here. This side seems to be more red and like spreads out a little bit more. But now I have just made this all so it's nicely into my skin. You can even, if you feel like, you know what, let me just take the heat of my finger and press under so I can make sure everything is seamless. Again, don't be afraid to use your fingers. Bring it down, making sure it's tapered, because again, I'm not putting on a BB cream or anything. I've got to make sure everything's really nice and seamless. Now, this is really the real fun part that you can see that I did underneath, brightening up before we get to the concealer and everything. Look at the eyes. Look how dark. So I've brightened up this area and look how dark. So you can imagine if I decided, oh, let me do my mascara or my eyeshadow now, the same principle is going on at the same time, like underneath the eyes. This is dark. If I went on with, say, Le Bottled Blonde, which is a natural, nice and sheen, it's going to mix. It's not going to give me the right color because look how dark this is. If I went on with my Strong Brew, all matte palette, all neutrals, it's going to mix and create another color. So this has to go. So that's where the eye primer comes in. Creamy product. These are all fragrance free. This is going to eradicate all of this pigmentation. It's not like when I wake up in the morning, like this Saturday, and the first thing I see is like, oh gosh, the second I neutralize out, it's like, okay, like this looks good. This doesn't make me happy. So I'm going to just take my concealer brush. I tap into the product. See, like this, I just tap. I don't swirl it. Again, it's a cream product. So if you swirl and you gather too much product, or if you swirl with your finger and you have too much, that's when you're going to run into a problem. There's a very small area here. Now, with that said, I usually have, here it is. I'm going to get it for you, just to address two issues for you ladies that, whoops, might be saying, well, I have very oily eyelids. Okay, here, let me get that too. I didn't even think about this. Okay. If you have oily eyelids and you're going on with a cream product, what do you think is going to happen? It is not going to apply properly. It's not going to set up. So what I do, I have dry eyes, so I've been doing all kinds of things for my eyes from this is what the doctor told me to get, Invisia. I get this at CVS, so I'm always lubricating my eyes. And then I got, this is called Rise. It's from Cornicare. It's an eye wipe. So in the morning, I open this up and I do my whole eye and wipe down everything. So if you have oily eyes, I suggest that you do cleanse the eye first. If you have really dehydrated eyes and you're like, they're flaky and I don't know what's going on, I've showed you this product. This is called, from Dr. Perricone, Eyelid Lift Serum. This is the name of the product. You can get it on Amazon. I recently looked, I think it's sold out on Amazon, but this is made for the eyelid. I don't suggest taking product like this for your eyes and putting on an eyelid. I mean, use caution, but I have done that before, experimenting, and the next morning I woke up and I had very puffy eyes, not the look that I was going for. So this is why when the product's made for the lid, this is why I suggest it for you, and I really like it. I found it years ago. I bought that months ago, and I love using it. So you're hydrating. Remember, you forget about this little sliver of a piece of skin, right? Like you're moisturizing everything, but what about this little area here? It needs attention. So that's why I think that the eye wipe and then doing the serum, the eyelid serum, is a really great way to address and target and really help the skin. Remember, your skin is your largest organ. It's living tissue. It's going to change. It's going to do different things. Less is more, though. Don't think that, let me do 16 steps on my little eyes. Just take it one step at a time. Address if you have oiliness on your eyes. Address if you have dryness. Take it just what's the one thing that really bothers you, and concentrate on that. Don't try to hit every single issue. Okay, so here we go. I just was showing you that I tap into the product like that. Now, I like to, because I feel like I have more control with the product, I will go into the center from the base of my lash up to my brow bone. And the funny thing is, I was doing this on YouTube and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is so, you can see when I just decide to go in the middle here that I do this with eyeshadow too, because I don't want to start here and have too much product. Like I wanted to kind of test the waters here, and then I'll bring it down, and then I bring it down here. So if I had too much product, it's going to go right here, and I'm going to know that. So I can at least adjust. If you start here and you glob it all on, and then you're like, oh no, and then it's just going to be like, you just don't want to work with that. You want to go to the middle, come up, and come back. Now, if you feel like, oh, I didn't pick up enough, I was too cautious, just go back, tap again, and you can make sure that you're covering it. But this is going to be a cream to a powder finish. It should be nice and silky afterwards. Like when you touch it, it's not like, oh, it's tacky. Oh, it's, feels really greasy. It's not like that. So again, you can go and check out on Fierce Aging if you want to see different eyes than mine. And then you're going to see, you see what a difference? I mean, what I always say to myself, like, what's going on? But this is just part of how my skin's, I guess, aging, but I can correct it. So it doesn't really bother me because I can easily just kind of give it a little lift. And I've been using this product for, it has to be 16 years now, 17. And it's just wonderful. So look, it almost looks like my natural eye is bruised with this darkness. This is just like the color correctors. This is color correcting your eye, but it's also setting up your eye for your eyeshadow so it won't crease all day. It stays true. The colors you see in your palette will transfer to your eye in the actual color that you see in the palette. So do you understand how I'm saying that? If I wanted to go and put eyeshadow on this eye, it's not going to look the way I want to because it's going to mix in with the color that's already there. When you're starting off on a neutral base, you're going to be able to get that color, the color in your eyeshadow palette. So does that make sense? Let me know. Put a little I in the comments if that makes sense for you, that we wouldn't want to go right to the naked eye without color correcting, because we need to first neutralize, then we put on our eyeshadow. So that makes sense, right? We got Rachel, Dut, Adrienne, Kathy, Judy, Mary Frances, love your products and suggestions, great. So I'm hoping that these are classes to really want you to know how to use the product, and I want you to practice because that's part of it too, not just watching videos and not just looking at your product on your vanity. It's really practicing and seeing what works for you. Mary's waiting for hers to arrive. Wonderful. Big difference. And remember too, if it's your first time using an eye primer and you're just getting it, I know like it can be exciting. I've done this with product before where I've over dispensed and then I'm like, oh my gosh, I just wasted all that product. like that. I've done that with like cleansers where I'm like so excited and it just all come like, I don't need all this much. How do I get it back in? So just start slow and just kind of just get your feet wet with it and then start understanding, okay, this is how much I need, or this is how much my eye can take. So I'm going to do my other eye. Can't wait. So when I do this in the morning, it makes me feel so good because I'm just taking away all of this pigmentation. And I feel like I'm using like a little eraser and it makes me feel so good. Now what we're going to do is, since we're not going to be putting on eyeshadow, this eye is my more challenged eye because it was the one that had surgery. So I have a little bit more skin. I have to add a little bit more of my eye primer on. So what we're going to do, since we're not going to do the eye shadow, as I said, we'll take a little Nikita Banana. It's our brightening powder, pressed powder. It's very finely milled. It's not going to be weighty on the eye. It's not going to, make it look like you've put powder on your eye. But this is important because if you don't want to put eyeshadow or anything, the eye primer is made to be used with something on top of it, with the powder, because it's a cream product. Yes, it's like a cream, dries down to more of a powder, but it's not, your eye has like a beautiful little crease. So what's going to happen when you fold the skin? I mean, if you don't put anything on it, that's what will happen. So it's very natural. It's just part of like the formulation of the product. I'm going to take my powder brush, since I'm going over my eyes, I'm going to just press this in just like this. So we can make sure that we're still brightening, but I'm putting on the powder it needs to set it. Okay, so that's how we did that for the eyes. Well, I'm gonna talk to you about using this product with my soft set once we get to that step. Now, we have 27 minutes left. We're doing really well. I'm going to now show you that you could use your eye brightener. It is a pink hue, so it's still in that family of color correction. This is a little bit different. I'm gonna just wipe this off a second. This is a pen. You have a little brush at the end of it. It's exactly what the product says. It's an eye brightener. It's gonna brighten the eye. So this could be something if you have those purples, or if you are, let me get to my thing, that sun damaged browns, what have you. This is going to be really nice. It's a rosy. I like to kind of tap it into here in this area because you can still see if I really want to brighten this up here, I can just, you turn it at the bottom. When you first get it, don't keep going crazy. It does take a little bit, like with all of these different kind of components. You want to go slow, and then you're going to say, oh, I see it coming. Okay, perfect. And then it almost like grows even though you're not twisting it. So I just do it. I wait because I see it. Okay, it'll come up. Maybe I want to do 2 more clicks. So I can see how it's coming up right there. I don't need it to be like wild and all over because I want to be really strategic with it. And I usually do it in this area here. I want to brighten up this area just like that. Sometimes if I feel like, oh, you know what, it's a little dark there, or, it's really like, I like to spot treat. You can also, you wanted to lighten up this area, you could do that. If you needed to lighten up that area, you could do it like that. So the pen is really up to you and how you brighten the eye area. I told you that when I was in New York and I was definitely looking like I had no rest and I was very stressed, I just took the whole pen and I went underneath and I just worked it in. And then I was like, we're good, because I really needed to lift that. So it was the first time I actually did it like that. I wanted to see, but I was like, this is great. It's so dark. It was so dark that I just needed to really lift it. And you can experiment. Maybe it would work for you. Maybe it wouldn't. Maybe it'd be too light. So I'm going to just take this and we're going to just spread this out my skin. If you needed to put on your BB cream over, because you're like, oh, it's really light, I need to, really put on my BB cream, that's fine too. I will take the concealer brush though, and I will tap into this area here, keeping it nice and bright. It just kind of like gives it that extra, you can see, bring it up. So it really just really nicely gives that brightness to the inner eye, which is hard because, you know, it's like we have this shadowing from our nose. We have all of that, and then it just really nicely brightens up this area. You can see where I put it. Now, let's go into our creamy concealer made for mature skin. This is really important because concealers can be very tricky. Too heavy, too light, too watery, too thick, too big of a doe foot, and the whole, it's all over your face. I created my concealers to be creamy. I feel like I have a hair on my face. Sorry, I don't know where it came from. To be creamy, but I also wanted you not to have this big doe foot that stamps a big concealer all over your face, because you don't need to have that much. We're already color corrected. You know, a lot of us don't need to go into a concealer. Sometimes we do. You have options. But I made, you can see, I made the wand where all of the products at the tip. So you see, you can, it's obviously on the flock too. This is called a doe foot, but this is flocked. So it has this like little hair. But you can, if you wanted to roll it, you could do that too. But my intention was for you to really assess your face and say, well, where's the real darkness? Like, where do I really need to work on? I don't want you to feel like you have to do so much concealer, because you've been working on your skin. You've been trying to really treat the areas that are really an issue with pigmentation, hydration. So you're really having a great foundation, which is your skin. Then you've color corrected. Okay, great. So that's a lightweight product, but it's doing like really powerhouse. Now, do I feel like, for me, still see a little bit here. Maybe I want to feel like I've just given it a little bit more help. Instead of doing big, fat doe foot things and having too much on, I wanted to be able to say, you know what, I need it right there, I need it right there, and right there. Perfect. Great little spots like this. Like, I'm not overwhelmed. I'm not like, oh my gosh, I'm trying not to put on so much makeup, and now I just put on way too much makeup. And then this one, I think that, I don't know, I feel like it's more like here. So that's what I would do, because I don't need to go crazy and put on a ton of makeup like that. So you have 3 different options. Hyaluronic acid, it moves with your skin. So it's not going to be like cakey and heavy and dry. So we're going to just use the concealer brush again, simple. I'm just going to make sure, I want to keep it in this area that I did have that little bit more of that darkness, right? Targeting the areas, not saying, well, I'm just going to throw it on everywhere and then feel like I have a lot of makeup on. Perfect. This is what I wanted. It helped just the right amount. So here we are going over this little darkness. I might just take it here. I feel like the different sides are different each day. So I can just, here we go. Feeling a little bit better, ladies, because coming on a Saturday morning, working all week, and then it's almost like a little bit of a jump scare for you. Like looking like, oh my God, what happened? So here we are, brighter, diffused with just that one product. Now, I will put on mascara, because now that I have like neutralized everything, I've got to give my eyes just a little bit. I'm not doing anything with liners or anything like that. I'm going to just use my lash curler. This is my Shu Uemura that I've used for decades. I pump about like 10 times, not too hard, making sure. And the last one I hold down and then I release. So this is really an important one. I find it to be the best one. I think it's a really important step because it's going to lift your lashes. You have to not be hasty with it though. I've already told you that I've ripped out my lashes by being in a rush decades ago, and I've always learned from that experience. So I'm very intentional when I do it. So lashes are up. How wonderful. Now we're going to just do a little brown mascara that's coming out any day now. This is my beautiful volume up. You're going to get your volume up. We have the black right now. So if you're new and you haven't tried the black yet, this is a mascara that has all of the teeth on here all around, because it's going to grab your lashes. I work very hard on this product because lashes are very, very special for mature women. Not easy. Lots of short lashes. I go to the base So it literally is like a comb, right? It's gonna literally lift my eyelid. So I go to the base. Sometimes it doesn't let go, so I have to be careful here. Go back and forth, and then I lift up, just like that. I almost like squint in a way, if you will. I go hold it there, and then I just go down slow, because I feel like I get a really nice application when I do that. Like I don't need to be fast doing this. I don't pump my mascara either. I don't need to add air into my bottle. Something that should stop if you are doing it. Every 3 months, you get a new mascara. That is the rule of thumb, because you're using this every single day. It's on your eyes, and you don't want to be using old mascara. Even though if you feel like you can stretch it out, every 3 months, you throw it away and you get a new one to always have a backup. This is a really wonderful time, since they're on sale, to get your backup, because you know that you always use this. There is one really long lash. I don't know what it's doing, but all right. So let's do the other eye, and let's take any questions right now. If you have any questions, I usually do this when I'm doing the eyelash curler, and I'm like, why do I ask questions when I have like one eye closed? But here we go. Yeah. Why don't you ask questions while I'm not looking at the screen? Let me just get this one going. It's almost like you get this like beautiful fringe. All my little babies on the end here, I like to piece out with the tip of it, like that. You can do a couple coats if you want to, just depends. It's water resistant. It's great for sensitive eyes. I'm wearing contacts now, and doesn't bother. It's really great because you don't have dry eyes. So my eyes water. I've been watering more. I thought I had it under control, but they were watering more lately. And this mascara goes nowhere, which is great for me, because I don't know what's going on with the dry eye. See? Coming together on a Saturday. So I'm going to just do a little, since it's brown, I'll do the bottoms. Everybody always asks me, why don't you do the bottoms? Well, now I will do the bottoms. I just didn't feel like I had the extra lashes on the bottom, but this will just give it a little something. It's not over the top. And I like how the brush doesn't, like, it's not too much where I'm like, oh gosh, and then I have to go back and do all the things. I get just the perfect amount on the bottom, just like this. It's so funny. I don't know why I have such little sparsies on the bottom, but this is exactly why I made the brush, so you can get them and make them look more than they are. There we go. All right, so the last step, because I do want you to frame your eyes. I would be amiss if I didn't do the brows. I will just take a little skinny brow pencil, 4 different colors for you: dark blonde, taupe, brownie, and gray. We have a soft gray, which is wonderful if you are in between. You have gray hair, gray hair, but browns aren't working, taupes aren't working for you. You do have a soft gray that could be nice. Again, I show you on my YouTube channel that you can use 2 different colors, more of a ombre brow, if you will. Start a little bit darker in the front, and then lighter in the tail. My brows are, my brows. They are a little bit thicker, wrong side. They're a little bit thicker, but they do have, some sparse little holes like in the front there, what have you. But I'll brush them up. I do have, I think, 2 grays in this brow for it's usually that side for today. So I will use my brow mascara just to cover them a little bit. So I'll just take the other side, just take it up a little bit here. And then I don't make them darker. I just kind of fill in, just like in that front part, just like a little wispy, just like that. Just a little wispy. Now, if you have a hard time and you don't have brows and you have no idea where to start, lots of brow videos for you. I just had my little stencil out for you. I have a brow stencil that I've created because I used to, in my treatment room, specialize in brows. So I I drew these out and had them made as templates for you. So you could know where to put them on. I use them a lot on fierce aging on the ladies because they either laterally don't have their brow, or they don't know how to really complete it, or they just don't have brows, or they're really, really light. So these are, you have a slim arch. You can see it says slim arch on here. And then these are going to be just a really beautiful guide. You can play around with the different shapes and see what's going to work for you. But this is really nice because it gives you a template and you don't have to be perfect. Like you'll see me on the channel where when you place it and you hold it like this, I just want you to be able to scribble in so you have the skeleton. Then when you take it off, you're like, okay, great. Now I know where the base is. So now I can go in with my pencil and I can make the strokes. I can fill in where I need to if you wanted it to be more of a solid brow, depending on your style. But at least you know how to get your brows according to your bone structure perfectly placed. So that's really a nice tool that you have. Again, that's on, everything's on sale. So you can just, no code needed. You can just go to the website, you can see, but really great tools for you to be able to get that really nice framework. Don't forget about your brows. I know that a lot of women are like, well, what's the point? Because I can't really see. That's why you have the stencil. You can just follow along and be able to create a skeleton and then be able to, really get your brows framing your face, finishing off the beautiful eye work that you did, brightening and looking really nice. And what's happening? Oh, here. Refreshed. Makes you look like you've slept longer than you have. So we did that. Now let's just do, I'll just do clear right now because I don't want to make them darker and I don't have my color. You want to go up and then follow your hair to the side. If I did my brows like what's trending, it would be very scary. They are way too hairy to laminate and make straight up. So that's what I do. Go straight up and then follow your brow so it comes nicely down like that. That is really, one last very important step. Okay, so I did the Just Peachy underneath my eyes. I did a little bit of the eye brightener and then the concealer. Now I do a soft set. I don't want a lot of powder. I don't want a lot of just matting it down. I will take my Nikita Banana again, and I'm going to take my eyeshadow blending brush. All of my brushes say what they are on the side. This is a brush that you can buy individually, and I roll it into the product just like this. Get enough product on here. And then for my eye, I have to set right here. So I have a nice dusting, and then I'll kind of taper it out just right underneath where I have that concealer. I just taper it out a little bit like that. So it's setting it for me. If I don't set it, I would kind of run into problems because it's a cream product and I need to set. So I don't want a lot of heaviness when I'm setting. So that's why I use a nice fluffy brush. I go into a very lightweight brightening powder, Nikita Banana, and then I come right here and I just sweep under. Very light touch too. It's not hard, not moving anything around. I'm just setting it just like that. And then I'm set up for my beautiful day. You could take the powder brush if you wanted to. If you're like, well, I feel like my T-zone, and I did a little bit of that highlighter, I would just tap in and I would do, again, light, just dusting here, coming down and just dusting like that. If you feel like my T-zone gets a little oily or shiny, you can do that. So that is really trying to combat with the very simple techniques for women that are dealing with dark circles, being frustrated that they put on a concealer and it turns into this ashy gray kind of clay look. What am I doing wrong? Add the color corrector into your routine and see what a difference it makes for you. Again, remember though, this is really important. I always say this, is that you have to practice. You really have to practice. You have to take the techniques and apply them to your own face and figure out what's going to work for you. It is trial and error. Some of the things that I do that work for what I've been dealing with might not work for you, and that's okay. You have to say, okay, well, you know what? She went down a little bit lower because she has pigmentation there. I don't. So let me just do it right here. Or I really deal with, you know, this darkness that's here. Let me just lift that with the eye brightener. Let me see what that does. So I encourage you to play around to really, you know, understand what your skin is doing. And like I said before, really focus in on, like, what is your one goal? Like, what do you want to really do well? Do you really want to conceal? Do you really want to be able to correct? Like, what's that? And then direct all your attention to mastering that one for your skin, and then move on. I see a lot of women saying that they're confused and everything. There's so much free information and teaching on my YouTube channel that I've done. I have over 927 videos for you. I have all of the Fierce Aging ladies. And then I did 2 different master classes for you, 4 videos each that are 15 minutes, focusing on things just like this. We did how to use the concealer, and that's all we talk about. So there are ways to, I made them bite-sized for you. I come on lives and I teach and I answer questions in real time. So there's really there is a way to be overwhelmed and confused, but this is why I'm doing these things, for you to really curate and know what you're using and feel great in the morning. Not look at yourself and say, oh, I have so many issues. Concentrate on the one issue that really bothers you. Once you get that mastered, then move on to the others, because that's what becomes overwhelming. When you don't know where to start and then you basically give up because you're like, oh, it's too much. Well, I don't know. But the beauty of it is they're videos. So you can rewind and rewatch or stop. Like, you're doing your makeup, you stop the video, you say, okay, let me try that. And then you restart the video or you rewind it. That's how I learn. When I'm trying to do things, I will watch a video, I rewind it, like cooking or anything. I'm like, oh my gosh, wait, what'd they do? And then it's really nice because I can then follow along, and then I can do it at my pace. So I'm thrilled. I have 7 minutes left because usually I'm like crazy and trying to speed it up at the last minute. I can take questions on this, on the products that we have: eye primer, Nikita Banana, color correctors, the products that I showed, because it'll be hard if we get outside of that, because I have a live on Wednesday night for you coming up. I have 2 other special edition beauty hours for you that will be played throughout the sale, so we can really get the education, you know, understand the products, understand how you would use them and why you would use them, and really addressing problems that we have and that we want to make better. So let's see if you have, Anne-Marie, you hit pan on the eye primer. Should I use it or throw it out? I hit pan too recently. So you can see I hit pan, but I have so much more to use. So basically I go in the middle every time. That's why. So just work around it. If you're at the fringe, you know, then I would start a new one. Like, but right now I still have time because I have this whole, like, I have pretty much a really nice surface area that I can use still. But when it gets all the way to the edges, I'm like, oh, no, I don't need to do that. You know, this lasts you a pretty good time. So I always think, okay, you know what, let's get a fresh product and then we can move on. Bosch Tattoo Brows. Kathy, a couple options since I did permanent makeup. There's totally 2 different things. If you did permanent makeup, it's one thing. If you did microblading, it's a different thing because it's 2 different techniques, but you can do a removal. There is a possibility of doing that. I would err on err on the side of caution when it comes to corrective. You have to find someone that really knows corrective permanent makeup. But if you don't want to do anything like that, you can use brow pencils or pomades or all different things to reshape your brows. If it's the color, there are things that are more like semi-permanent, you know, pomade or pens that can basically help correct the color. It's obviously temporary, but at least you're in control of that. You're not going and doing a whole nother thing when it comes to an invasive procedure. So that's what I would say, to look into that. And I would Google that. Like, I would say, you know, Bosch permanent makeup, eyebrows, or remedy. Like, there's so much. Reddit, I'm sure, has a ton of girls talking about it. All right, let me see what this says. Dee Dee, I feel like there's a lot of product in my peachy color corrector. Can we get the product out some way when it gets... So if you're talking about, okay, let's open it up. So you're feeling like when you get to the to like a lipstick, right? And it gets to the base because this is rolled all the way up. So I would be able to use it all the way down. But if you're saying in that little cup, you could take a little spatula and you could take it out and repurpose it in just in a it has to be in a little like a clear tester. You know, like at Sephora, they have those little clear testers that they give you in that little, like something like this, but it's plastic, but it has to have a top on it because it will dry out if you don't repurpose it properly. But you could do that. When my eye primer got low, I used the double-headed brush. Ooh, Vita used the double-ended brush. So this could, you're okay. This could dig out the product for you because it's going to be a smaller little brush. So that's a good idea, Vita. So you ladies have really great ideas when it comes to repurposing the way you're using product. I love seeing this because it really does help everybody else. Jane said, can you recommend a less expensive eye serum to use with your silicone pads? Let me see. What else do I have? Let me think about what other eye creams I have that would be less expensive. Let me check. Hold on real quick. Oh, we do. I have a great one that came to me. Rock sent this to me. You can get it at the drugstore. This is a retinol. You see it? I hope it's in frame. A retinol correction line smoothing eye cream, advanced retinol. So you might want to do a little test patch though to make sure it's not too much underneath your eye. But this is a really great, I love Rock products. So this is really nice. You'll see. It's in a metal, that's why it's pulling out now. It's because it's in a metal, this is a metal component. So anytime you squeeze this, I don't know what happened here. It looks like I might have done something to it. That's probably why. But nice cream. This would work really nicely. And I'm sure, I don't have it in front of me, but Rock has them without the retinol. So that would be a great brand to check out. That would be more affordable. Virginia, is there another cheaper product for eyelids? You know what? I don't know because this is the only one I found for eyelids. So I do like the Dr. Perry Cone products. I feel safe by using this on my lids and I feel that it's worth the money. You're okay. You're okay. Okay. The Frenchie has, I don't know, I think she gets indigestion and then she can't, it's just very stressful. And of course it happens on my live. Okay, 1 more minute left. All right, let's see what I can do. Is eye serum lighter than eye cream? Yes, it is. Serum is going to be lighter and then a cream is going to be heavier. Let's see. I know, I will deal with it right when I end. It's okay. I don't know. It happens frequently, but that's the name of the game with these girls. All right, so let's see if there's anything else here that I can answer for you ladies with 1 minute and 30 seconds left. Love your nails. What color? Mary Frances. This is, you're okay. This is called Marshmallow and it's from Lido, Linto. Linto. I bought it because my salon stopped having it. So I bring it myself. And then this is just a regular white. They did do a little sparkly over it from the same brand, but it's a hard gel. The dark blonde would be for the eyebrow for the pencil for red hair. I would say that would be really nice. Our dark blonde. It's a little bit warmer. It's really nice for strawberry blondes. The liner you should use with Fleur is unapologetic. So hold on a second. We're almost finished. Stop it. Okay. Almost finished. 33 seconds. Ladies, join me on Wednesday night at 8 p.m. for another live. It's going to be very exciting, very holiday themed, and take advantage of the sale. It's wonderful. 30 to 50% off. Free makeup bag with $125 US dollars or more. I hope to see you on my next live. And these are so much fun. I love doing these during the holidays. Have a great